guess my soft life content was like triggering to some people, because that after that weekend, that's the weekend that I saw flames. Anyways, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Ofente and I am your book bae. Your book bae is in the building, and it's been a minute, so I thought I'd post this life update reading thing. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, not sure if you do. If you don't, kindly follow at OfenteMDK. My account has actually been suspended, so I'm hoping to also get Instagram's attention with this video, because the help center literally sucks. My Instagram account was deactivated, and then when I went to the, like, when it tells me basically like the reason why my account is being deactivated, it told me that my account is being reported for impersonating someone, which I thought was so weird, because I've literally had this account for maybe like before matric, so over 10 years now, and I'm just thinking that is just wild. And the fact that the wildest thing about it is that Instagram didn't even give me an opportunity to basically prove that like this is me. Like, maybe, you know, some apps and stuff like that, like when you have to verify your profile picture or that it's you, they'll ask you like maybe like do like a pose or something to make sure that this is you. And then Instagram literally just deactivated the account. Like, they don't even give you that opportunity, which I felt like was wild, because I'm like, I'm definitely me. I've had this account for like over 10 years once again. So Instagram, if you're watching, if anyone from Instagram is watching this video, please like reactivate my Instagram account, because it's me. I'm not impersonating anyone. And I also, that kind of led me into another conversation that I wanted to have just briefly on the channel. I don't know what it is. Like, I've been doing a lot of meditation and stuff like that, and I've been realizing that in my life I have attracted people that like are very like that like to use me, you know, in some regard. And I'm just trying to think, like, I was wondering if maybe that's just like the dynamic, because like, you know, you have your givers and your takers, and I would think that I'm definitely more of a giver than a taker, so then I would naturally attract takers. But I just feel like I'm just so like tired of having to deal with people, like realizing that I'm being taken for granted in one way or another. It's not always like interpersonal relationships, sometimes it's other spheres of my life as well. And I'm just questioning myself, like, what is the dynamic? Like, what do I need to heal inside me, or which boundaries do I need to set to make sure that people are not necessarily taking me for a ride? Because I am one person, like, I think everybody kind of approaches relationships differently. So some people will approach relationships just with this thing of like, okay, like, I want to become close to this person because I know that I can get 1, 2, 3 from being associated with this person, or being close to this person, or having this person in my, like, in proximity to whatever this particular thing that I'm doing. But now it becomes a matter of, and then like you get maybe people like me who are just like genuinely like approaching things like, okay, I try honestly to be as genuine as possible in my interactions. So I'm coming into this situation and I'm like, okay, like, this is me, like, boom, boom, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm bringing to the table. And then you get someone, like, if you don't think like that or have that like ulterior motive or that strategic thinking, like, a lot of the times I think people will take advantage of you. Like, it's like that testing phase of like, what can I do? Like, how can I benefit from this interaction with this person for me to get certain things? And I'm just realizing that. So it's unfortunate, because like, when I get to that point, as much as I'm quite like, I think, generous with my time and a lot of like just other things that, you know, I am, and like my heart and like my ear with people, I find that like I get to that point where I'm like, okay, no, but this person is actually taking me for a Popeye, like, and am I willing to continue with this interaction? No, I am not. And then that day when I'm like, cut, like, it's over, it's a wrap, I'm done, it seems like I'm the bad guy, you know what I mean? You know, some things are a symptom of you having to learn something from the lesson, and other things are just things that happen. So I think at this point, I finally gotten to that point in my life, or in my just like interaction with the world, that I'm so like okay with not necessarily being liked or like the good guy in someone's story. Like, let me be the villain. Like, I'm good with that, because if me being a villain in your story means that I am good, like my boundaries are protected, and I'm not like infringing or like being a negative influence in somebody else's like situation, I am good with that. So that's just something that's been on my mind. Like, I've been meditating on it, I've been thinking about it, I've just been like trying to like figure out like at what point do you actually Like, almost, how do you protect yourself from such interactions? Like, you going into something and you feeling like you are actually bringing like your best intentions, or like, you know, just like genuine spirit, open heart, whatever, and then having people do you dirty. It's like, what's going on? Literally. And yo, batla heard and batla surprise and batla everything, because life is a baller. So yeah, my Instagram account was deactivated. And that day, I remember I was posting a picture of my nails, these nails that I have now, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, cute nails or whatever, like a cute caption or whatever. I think it was just something like nail cam or something like that. Like, all of a sudden, I've lost signal on my account. Now I'm dizzy, I'm confused. I'm like, what's going on? Then I realized it does that thing like couldn't refresh feed or whatever. So that's like a normal thing, right? Like when your Instagram, maybe you lose signal or like Wi-Fi for like a short period of time, and then you just kind of like scroll and everything just kind of like goes back to normal and stuff like that, like once everything refreshes properly. How? Then I'm looking at like, no, like I've genuinely, like I cannot access my Instagram account. I'm getting told that your Instagram account has been disabled. Now I'm confused because I'm like, okay, why has it been disabled? Like, what's going on? Fine. I said to myself, let me just chill, let me just enjoy the rest of my weekend, because I think it was like about 2 or 3 weeks ago, like a Saturday. And then I try again on the Sunday, like in the evening sometime. So then when I go on the Sunday, it actually like brings up like the error message or whatever, telling me that I've, what is the word? I have infringed upon like the community guidelines of Instagram or whatever. And then it goes down to tell me that somebody has actually reported your account for impersonating someone, and that's why it's been disabled. And I was like, okay, so what's going on? Like, I'm definitely not impersonating anyone. This is definitely my account. And then I realized, I'm like, okay, but why would anybody do this? Because this is definitely my account. And then I was realizing that, like, okay, so recently I turned 27. Yay, gorgeous, gorgeous girls. A Cancerian. I had like a birthday celebration and it was amazing. I had so much fun. Like, I just had like some of the people that I love the most, like who are closest to me, who mean the most to me. Just like an intimate birthday dinner of like 18 or 19 people. Intimacy, whatever, is subjective, but like that was like family, that was friends, like close friends, and just, you know, it was amazing. I enjoyed myself. Shout out to everybody who came and made it amazing. Like the whole weekend was just fun, and everyone was telling me like, girl, you should be vlogging this, but like, I don't know, I just didn't feel like vlogging that. I felt like I wanted to just enjoy this time with my friends and just have it like a personal like moment where I'm just enjoying and just being in the moment. Like, it's so crazy because most of the content and stuff like that I have from that weekend are from like the following day, like the Saturday, because we stayed over. Like, a friend of mine, me and Offensa, he came all the way from Dusty Rustenburg, and we stayed over at a hotel, the Radisson Red in Rosebank. Now, the next day was actually the day when we were like filming, like we had like a cute like rooftop moment and stuff like that. But now I'm guessing, like, I guess my soft life content was like triggering to some people, because that after that weekend, that's the weekend that I saw flames. And so I'm posting my photo dump after photo dump, story after story, reels, honey. And then that day when I was like, yeah, let me post like my nails, like as like almost like perhaps like the last post that I was going to do for that period in time. All my friends that I've been speaking to about this thing say the same thing, exactly the same thing. Like, girl, you got haters. And I'm just like, I never even thought of myself as somebody who would have haters, because I'm literally just like one person. I just live my life. I'm super low key, like I just kind of keep to myself and just, you know, do my thing. I'm not necessarily someone who is like so out there and stuff like that. I'm just kind of like myself, you know what I mean? So then I actually ran through the process, right, of like what it takes to deactivate someone's Instagram account. So you have to go to the person's profile, then you have to click report, then you have to give a reason as to why you're reporting this person. Then there's a further thing of like if you want to block the person or if you just want to mute the person. So I guess they like content doesn't come up on your explore in the event that you unfollow them, yada yada yada. So I'm thinking somebody went to the length of going through all those steps just because they didn't like, they were feeling some type of way about my content and stuff like that. Because I'm definitely not impersonating anybody. Like, that is like genuinely, that is the last thing that I would think. And then my content is definitely not harmful or anything like that. So maybe with all the community guidelines, I was like the one that was the most believable or some shit like that. But I was just like, what the if? You might be thinking that you are not necessarily attracting any attention and you're just living your life and you're just cool. But some people are actually watching you and hating on you. So guys, let this be your Sunday reminder to stay prayed up and like stay in aligned, whatever your spirituality entails. Just make sure that you are protected, because that is such a small thing, but it's like so deliberate and it's so hateful. Like, I know it feels like I'm like, you know, ranting about like my IG account, but I'm just like, at surface value, it just seems like, oh, whatever, like you'll get it back and stuff like that. But just thinking about like the intention behind taking all those steps to actually say, I am going to make sure that this person cannot post or enjoy themselves or enjoy social media in this way. That is crazy to me. So also, don't be surprised. I'm not sure if like you can, what is the word? What is the word now? Report YouTube videos or YouTube channels or stuff like that. But hey, maybe my days on YouTube are numbered. Maybe my days on Twitter are numbered. But like, I'm not really active on Twitter anyway, so whatever. Apart from that though, I do want to film like a video that I've learned, like lessons I've learned in the past year of life, like from 26 to 27. And yeah, it's just weird being 27, even saying that, because I don't think it really means much to me. Like, it's such an arbitrary thing. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm 27, but what does that actually mean? You know, like, I guess I can be grateful for another year of life. So I just need to do like maybe some reflection on that. So right now I'm reading 3 books, or 3 books are on my TBR, and I'm reading these 2, right? So the first book that I want to talk about is this book, Viola Davis's Finding Me, her autobiography. Now, for the real ones who are fans of this channel from like day one, you know that I love a good autobiography. Like, I'm your girl. So the fact that I get to read Viola Davis's autobiography is amazing, because she's honestly one of my favorite actresses. Like, probably maybe even one of like my favorite talents. So right now I'm on page 22 of the book. It was a birthday gift from my cousin, so thank you so much, guys. Shout out to you guys. I love you. Hopefully I won't get blocked this time for posting about just how much people love me, because I guess that triggers some people anyways. And then the next book that's on my currently reading is this book by Aya Gyasi, Transcendent Kingdom. Now, I have read her first book. It says here at the top, best-selling author of Homegoing. I've read Homegoing, and let me tell you, when I started reading Homegoing, I was kind of bored, like getting into it, which I actually should post a review about it. And I do have a review actually that I found the other day of Sunyati's A Family Affair that I'm gonna edit quick and then post. It's literally over a year old. Like, when I looked at my hairstyle, I was like, this is definitely my hair from last year. But anyways, we moved here, we're here now. And so yeah, I'm enjoying the book. It's just like, it covers this issue of just being like locating yourself in the diaspora. It follows a Ghanaian family and them settling in the United States, the challenges that they face, and just covers a lot of like quite heavy topics like addiction, mental health and depression. Just you know, the weight of like racism also is dealt with quite well in the book. Now, I'm only on page, literally at the beginning of chapter 31, which is on page 140 of the book. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. The difference, I think, between reading this and Homegoing is Homegoing took me a while to get into, but Transcendent Kingdom, like, I was literally on page 1 and I was like, what the because yeah, it was just gripping. Like, the first sentence, reads, whenever I think of my mother, I picture a queen-sized bed with her lying on it, a practiced stillness filling the room. Like, how can you not be hooked by a sentence like that? You just want to know, like, what's up with her mom? Why is it a queen-size bed? Why is she alone on the bed? You know, what's her vibe? That type of thing. So I'm thoroughly enjoying the book. I think I identify a lot with the protagonist, and also sexuality, I think, is also touched on really well in the book. And then third on my currently reading, baby, Invisible Strings by Naledi Mashishi. Now, I've been wanting to read this book for so long. So what happened was, I actually also got this book as a gift. Actually, both of these books I was able to get like basically as a gift because one of my friends got me a book voucher for my birthday. So shout out to the boy for that, because you know me, I love reading, honey. So Naledi and I were at Rhodes at the same time, and there are a few books that I've picked up that have been written by rodents that I just want to actually just dive into. And just, okay guys, I don't know if you can hear that sound. There's like a weird sound. I don't know what they're doing like next door. It's like construction or something, so sorry about that. It's actually making me feel uncomfortable. Maybe that frequency is like a weird frequency, IDK. But yeah, Invisible Strings. So it has been on my TBR for a long time. I just haven't had the coins to purchase it, but I finally did, and I'm so excited. I haven't started reading this one yet, but it has been nominated for, I think she was shortlisted for a prize recently. I'm just not sure what exactly the prize was. And then when I saw that on social media, that was actually a reminder to me. I'm like, okay, I have this book voucher now. I must purchase Invisible Strings because it has been on my TBR for a long time. And I think that I'd like to do at some stage like books written by like rodents and stuff like that. Maybe that would be like a fun thing, because I know there's another book that I've been eyeing, autobiographical writing, that I'm just thinking, also a recent release. I forget the name now, but definitely also like by rodent. So maybe that could be like an opportunity for me to do something like that in future times. I think that a lot of things have happened in the last year actually that have just changed the way that I view a lot of things, you know, from a perspective of like me as an individual and also me in relation to the rest of the world. And I'm just finding that you never ever have the solution, because I think I was having a conversation with my sister the other day about something that happened to me. And she was just basically telling me like, girl, this is the first time that you're in a situation like this, so you don't have to know all the answers. So sometimes it is difficult for me to be in a position where I feel like I'm just like, I don't know the answer, don't know what to do. Like that space of just having like not having the answers is not always so comfortable for me. So in having a conversation with her, she was just telling me like, girl, you know, it's okay to not know what to do next, because yeah. So I definitely appreciated that conversation. I think from a career perspective, like, yeah, things are happening. There's a lot of things that I'm just kind of like waiting on just to see how they pan out. I'm not necessarily sure like what I would like what is like my next step, like medium term or short. No, let me say, I'm not quite sure what my long-term goal is from a career perspective, because right now I do work as a content manager, but I'm also just interrogating like, where do I see myself in like the next 5 years, or even the next 10 years, or even in the next year, you know? Like I'm trying to just figure out like, is where I'm at now conducive to where I would like to be. Moving into 27, things are like getting like, I think, a little bit more serious with regards to my relationship, because I feel like there's going to be like a lot of character building things or like momentous things that happen, and I just need to be in a position where I am feeling like the people who are around me have my best interests at heart, you know? We were having a joke like at my birthday party, like a friend of mine's, Pezulu, was like, girl, now you know who is invited to the wedding, like who is on the invite list for the wedding. And it's like, you know, banter and stuff like that, but it's real chats. Like, okay, there's definitely no prospects with regards to marriage right now, but I'm definitely like looking at my invite list, like just making mental notes, you know what I mean? Like, okay, whatever. Guys, I can't believe that like throughout this whole video I haven't even told you guys to subscribe. So please subscribe if you haven't, and join this awesome family. I am not going to be so like strict about like, you know, the type of content that I release, because I feel like sometimes I'm so restrictive, and that actually works against me, because I feel like, oh my gosh, if it's not bookish content, I can't post it. What is lifestyle? So I'm just going to be posting whatever I want to post on this channel, on this here channel. And I hope you guys stick around, because I'm really keen to grow this platform and just have fun with you guys. Bye for now.